What is up, guys and gals, gamers, YouTubers, and all you roughnecks out there? It is your boy Dale Rico, and it is Tuesday, so it is time for a Tactical Tuesdays video. And as always with Tactical Tuesdays, we always talk about our tactics, whether they be about the gameplay and how to go about certain matches and to achieve the goal, or tactics within life, whether they be about relationships or careers or whatever is going on in everyday life and how to go about those tactics. And today, I want to talk a little bit about both of them. In today's episode, you're going to see a couple of team death matches that I'm playing here on Standoff, and then the next one on Cargo, and I'm going to be talking about tactics and how to deal with campers. They are my number one pet peeve. Right behind, and you know what, if I'm talking about noob tubing and I'm talking about ghost perk using, I am mostly talking about Black Ops 1, because that was the game that they were more infamously known to be playing on. But with this one, with Black Ops 2, and especially with Ghosts, there are just so many corners. There are so many places that people want to sit in corners and lie prone and just kind of wait for their time and a bit bide their time, excuse me, and want to get a better KDR kill streaks and all these other things. And I've been playing this for the past couple weeks because I am leveling up guns. As you can see, I am using a SCAR with no attachments. In the future, I use a SCAR with no perks, so I'm running really slow. And anyway, so let's get on with it. When it comes to campers, you got to remember a few things. Number one is that there's always a spot on no matter what map you're playing that they will go to, and usually they will pick out a couple of spots just in case they spawn on the other side of the map and they can't quite make it to their spot. So in this one, as you can see, I'm trying to run up to this building. It has 2 stories. There's only 2 entrances on which you can get up. One is this stairwell from inside of the house. The other one is this ladder right around this corner, and I'm being swarmed by like a few people. But those are the only places to get up there. That's where they like to perch. They put up a few claymores, maybe a trophy system so that your bombs and stun grenades can't get there. But you got to remember the places that they like to sit upon, because they will go there time and time again, and those are the places you kind of want to lock down. With hijacked, the boat, when you want to the ones that you want to get on top of are the ones that you have to go upstairs, where there's very few entrances to. And again, this is another building. There's also this middle building that people like to camp. Somebody's perched up on the stairs while another person's sniping out the window up there, and that name's Wicked Snipes down there with the shy guy as his emblem. You will see him quite a bit. He is a big time camper, loves to camp around, especially if he has only a pistol. I think the Cap 40 is what he's using in this game. But anyway, know the different spawn points and where they like to camp. There's a nice sniping perch right up there that they like to get up to. But yeah, know the buildings, know your surroundings, and remember specific gamers, especially like I said with this Wicked Snipes guy. I know that he likes to set up right in the middle. He'll shoot you from one end, run around to another corner in the building, and then he'll just wait again for you to come by. And for me, being the rusher that I am, I'm always going to oblige. Like, I cannot help myself. I do not want them sitting around and getting their kill streaks that easily. You know, I work hard. I do what I can to keep my KDR up and to get the kill streaks that I have. But I'm running low kill streaks today, mostly because I'm just working new weapons and getting all gold camos. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Secondly, and you'll see me do it a couple of times, when they camp and they start getting their kill streaks going, you want to have a backup class. I always have 2 classes for every gun that I use, whether it's an SMG, a shotgun, or an assault rifle. So with this shotgun, on this one, I'm running, I think, extreme conditioning, so I can run longer. I don't think I have lightweight. Usually I like to put that on so I can be a little bit faster. I have scavenger. I like to keep my grenades and my flashbangs or EMP grenades handy. And then as a secondary, I don't have one for the first class. This is all about just running around with the assault rifle and getting as many kills as I can. But once they start getting UAVs, once they start getting maybe a chopper, chopper gunner or kill streak, or see, he's got his UAVs already. But once they start getting that, you want to go to your backup class. And in my backup class, I always have some kind of rocket launcher or just something to shoot those down and just at the ready, so that they do not capitalize on the extra points that they are getting from the UAV being in the air or from the extra kills that the helicopter is getting for them. So that's number 2. Be sure you have a second class raring to go. Number 3, when all else fails, rely on your your beast mode. Um, for me, the beast mode, it actually used to be SMGs. Maybe the Scorpion, you get a silencer on that, and it is just deadly no matter where you're using it. You put a little FMJ on there, and it's like the silencer was never there. It's just as powerful as without the silencer. Um, but now it's mostly the shotguns. You put the shotgun on with some lightweight, extreme conditioning, and maybe dexterity or toughness. I like to do. More recently, I've been doing flak jacket just because I'll run around a corner so fast, and there you go. There's a C4 just kind of flying around there, and those are the biggest things to kind of get me. It's not so much a player having to drop on me and pre-firing before I get around the corner. It's always that C4, Semtex, or cooked grenade that you don't see. So the flak jacket is what I like to use with the with my shotgun. Let's see. Let me see. Other than that. And this is like the final thing, and this is probably like a last resort that you want to use. Have a camping class of your own. A lot of the campers that I have seen, they're either sitting in one position because they have a sniper rifle, or because more recently I've seen them just kind of sitting in the back in spawn areas with nothing but their an LMG, light machine gun, and those things are the heavy hitters. And when I say light machine gun, think about Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he's at Cyberdyne Systems. They're just about to blow up the place, and he's sitting there with a little minigun mowing down trees and shooting up cop cars and just demolishing everything. That would be like the equivalent to a light machine gun. They're very powerful, they're very heavy, and with a target finder or some kind of reticle sight on there, they are absolutely ridiculous when it comes to the camping technique. They sit in the back, they pick you off from a distance, and I mean, even if you did get the drop on them, it's more likely that they're about to shoot you down with fewer bullets than you would shoot them down. So and here I go on cargo. We got more campers. This is one of their perches. They like to sit up here on the containers there, or right across from where you saw in the orange containers. They just perch right up there. Put a couple of claymores down from the by the entrances, and that's pretty much it. Just always keep in mind where those camping positions are. There's a building to my right, on the far right of the map, that they like to camp in as well. But anyway, those are the 4 camping techniques, or 4 kind of things that you look for in order to detour those campers and make sure that they do not get away with their little treacherous gameplay. And it is treacherous. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't see the fun in sitting in one corner and waiting for somebody to just, pop around, and it's just move around the map. It's I don't know. It's a cheap way to keep your scores high, for all those people that are claiming that they're so much better at the game than other people, and it's like, well, you just sat there. Like, I could have just sat there and I could easily get more kills than you, but I'm still getting more kills than you, and I'm actually moving around the map. Like, that's just what I do. But anyway, onward to the next topic. That's how I deal with campers. Hopefully those tips help you deal with your campers. The next topic I want to talk about is the tactics in gym, and how to start a gym and get physically fit. I am starting to my little workout regimen. It is going slow, mostly because I am very out of shape right now. I have been kind of playing it lackadaisical, which is never good. You always want to stay kind of active in the off periods. When school's out, when sports are done, when your sport's done, you usually do what they do and just kind of like take a small break and just enjoy yourself. But you always want to stay a little bit active just in case you have to pop right back in there. And I didn't do that. I've been playing games, been watching movies, and just kind of taking time for myself. And now I'm kind of paying for it, because now I have to get back in the swing of things. And it's almost like quitting something cold turkey. It's hard. And but I know what the rewards are at the end, and it's time to get rewarded. Time to get my mind focused and get some stuff going. So when doing the gym, first thing you got to know is knowing your body, knowing your physical limitations. For a lot of people, and I know me, this is a big one for me. I have asthma, so it's hard for me to stay at a high level cardio pace when you know, because when I overexert myself, my chest tightens up. I end up not being able to breathe very well. I'm not going to be able to catch my breath as fastly as other people that, you know, might have been running their whole life. But so that's one thing for me. I know that if I'm gonna try to do some kind of cardio, anything, that I have to keep in mind that, you know, make sure I have my medicine ready in hand, that I don't push myself to the point where I'm just totally about to collapse and have a asthmatic attack, because not only could it, I mean, asthma attacks can be fatal on their own, but even if they're not fatal, they have a lot of repercussions that go along with even the simplest asthma attack. There's scar tissue to deal with if it's severe enough upon the lungs, and that makes for more breathing problems down the future, and the lack of strength that you'll have when you're breathing, as far as from an asthmatic's point of view, if you don't strengthen those lungs, like the best way to strengthen your lungs is to swim. You're always taking deep breaths, you're holding your breath for periods of time, and it kind of conditions you to build up your lung strength. So if I'm constantly trying to run and go beyond my comfort zone, my breathing is going to get shallower and shallower to where it sounds like I'm hyperventilating, but I'm not. It's just my regular breathing pattern because of the fact that I've kind of just worn my lung muscles down to almost nothing. So know your body. Sorry, that was the whole point of it. Know your body, know yourself and your limitations, and push yourself just to that limit, not to where you're gonna be totally overwhelmed by your status or whatever, but just enough to like have a goal, set a goal in mind, see if you can achieve it. If you can't, that's okay. Just try to achieve that. That'll be the first goal to getting to where you really wanted to be. The second part of the goal would be to overcome that. But again, knowing your limitations. Number two, the second tactic right after knowing your body, is knowing the equipment. And actually, that should have been the first thing: is knowing the equipment. Know what you're comfortable with. If you're going to do chest push-ups and not push-ups. God, what is it called? Not barbells. It's that, you know what I hope you know what I'm talking about. You're almost doing push-ups, but you're laying flat on your back and you're pushing up a barbell. God, I'm drawing a blank about what it's called. But if you're gonna do that, again, set the goal, and know how it works. If it's a pneumatic machine, or if it's a dead weight machine where you have to actually put on the pounds, just keep in mind all the stuff that you're gonna have to be using when dealing with the machines, and be courteous when you're using the machines. Because I've been out of shape, I've been sweating a lot as I've been using them, so I have to and you should always bring a towel, or make sure that there's towels available so that you can wipe down the machine once you're done. But yeah, getting to know the machines is always a good rapport of some kind. See, tack insertions are a good sign of a camper spot. That means they like to camp or spawn in a certain area so that they don't have to run very far when going to the place that they want to camp at. But anyway, that being said, so learn the machines, learn how they work, learn how they'll work in relation to your body, and what you can, what all the things that you're going to gain from using those machines. Third, plan. If you're a person like me who lacks motivation, because that is probably my biggest faux pas when it comes to pretty much anything. I can write for days, I can draw for days. And I don't want to toot my own horn and sound like all conceited and arrogant when I say this, but I have a lot of talents to myself. I have a lot of talents when it comes to communication, to the arts, to performing, music, and even with sports and working out. I have a lot of potential and talent just natural raw talent when it comes to it. But my biggest thing is my motivation. So this is the third one, sorry. Third tactic: if you find yourself lacking motivation, find something or someone, or any, something to inspire you. Help push you to that limit. I'm not going to tell you what mine is. It's a little bit personal. Maybe I'll get into it in a future video. But there's so many, like I was always looking for that one thing that just kind of helped me drive along. And the thing is, if you rely on something physical, like a manifestation on the outside of yourself, once that once that motivation goes away, like if how do I'm trying to, let me think of a metaphor. If you, oh man, how do I, okay, it's like if you want to go on a diet, and you know your friends there, and or your roommate and your mom or your dad or somebody is there, and then they're just, they're there to make your meals for you and cook for you, and kind of keep you focused and away from temptation. If they're there to do that on the day that you move out and you want to be on your own, and they're not there, like, yeah, you've learned the tools and you've learned the things that you need to, that need to be done in order to maintain this diet. What's to stop you from that, in that, from that point on? If you're relying so much on somebody else to kind of take that brunt of your motivation, the odds are the motivation is going to be lacking in the near future. And I think that was my biggest thing. Like back in the day, when I was dieting, when I was exercising and doing all these things, I was I had those meals made for me. I didn't have to worry about, like, oh man, how am I going to eat healthy today? And then just kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to have a hot dog. Who cares? No, I had these meals pre-made. I had somebody that was really always looking out for me. I had somebody who was like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. Why don't you come with me? And just kind of pushing me along. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I did it. Lost a ton of weight too. But after that, it was just like, well, now if I'm not doing it for myself, who am I doing it for? What am I doing it for? So find something outside of yourself, or maybe not some, maybe that'll help you get started with it, but find something within yourself to be driven towards, and something to be that you want for yourself. Because if you're not going to do it for yourself, you're not going to do it at all, and you're going to lose that motivation uh, when that when the motivation you once had is no longer there. So yeah. Anyway, motivation. Find it, acquire it, embrace it, and use it. Tactic number 4. What I find helps me push a little bit longer, and gets me going through a good rhythm to where I can have a really good steady workout. Is kind of keeping my mind off of the workout. Sometimes you get on these machines and you're just waving your arms and you're pumping the iron, or you're on the treadmill and you're just running for what seems like hours. You find your muscles get a little bit more fatigued, especially when you're just kind of focusing on nothing. So have a focal point. Bring your phone, bring your iPod, play some music. In the gym that I have here, where I'm living at my apartments, they actually have TVs. So if I wanted to watch news or the movies or something, I'll turn that on. But most of the time, it's music, and I have, as I'm sure many people who go to the gym have, a pretty good soundtrack that I like to put together for myself. So yeah, find the songs that are really inspiring for you. I know my dad, my uncle, they're huge Rocky buffs, so they have the entire soundtrack for the Rocky themes and the Rocky movies. As for me, I have Foo Fighters, My Hero, um, Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. That's always a good song. Thunderstruck, AC/DC, and a bunch of other ones. So, find a soundtrack that works for you, that gets you motivated, that energizes you. Maybe it's EDM, some kind of house techno music. Maybe it's heavy metal, whatever it may be. Use it. I mean, it does help to, again, detour your mind away and put a focal point on something else other than just mindlessly running for no reason. So music and TV, movies. If you want to put on Netflix or something, maybe you're just gonna have a take it easy kind of day at the gym. Have Netflix ready on your phone or something. Just kind of, you know, have something to just kind of ease your mind while you're going through the motions, and it just makes for an even better kind of experience. You'll go longer, and you won't be it won't wear on your mind so much to where you'll be fatigued sooner. Let's see, the last tactic: take plenty of breaths and drink plenty of water. Water, Gatorade, Powerade. Make sure you get some electrolytes. Whatever the task, whatever it takes to keep your body hydrated, because That's some serious stuff right there. Dehydration is probably the number one cause in deaths with, or at least with serious injury when it comes to pro athletes, when it comes to anybody that really trains and works out. Yeah, dehydration. Be on the lookout for that. So always, and take plenty of rests. It's great that you can go for hours at a time and just kind of destroy it almost kind of destroys your muscles in that way. But you definitely don't want to do that. You want to have time, give your muscles time to rebuild and shape and stretch. So, but yeah, plenty of rest, plenty of water, and if you're gonna go 7 days a week, make sure one of those days is at least a relaxing kind of time. But anyway, that's all the time I have for you. Pretty appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.